78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. All right, check it out, man. I'm joined by a panel, very special guest. I got my brother Town Biz, Sports and Entertainment in the building. What it do, Town?
What's up? What's up?
Yes, sir. I got my brother Too Raw for TV in the building. What it do, Too Raw?
What's up?
I got my brother LB, the sports and political channel. What's happening with it, bro?
Hey, what's going on?
Chilling, man. So I want to cook on this Diddy situation, man, because like I've been getting these weird man. This is the craziest stuff I've seen in my life. All right, first of all right, we all know P. Diddy was arrested the other day, yesterday or whatever. He was arrested, and the feds are charging him with human trafficking and sex trafficking, and also racketeering, flying girls across state lines. It's a lot of fancy mumbo jumbo, but really, they basically charging him with pimping. Okay, tricking and pimping, basically. That's what it boiled down to. But a lot of fancy words to confuse the mind of the primates who don't understand what this stuff really means. Everybody laughing at it, but this could be anybody. So now, a dude hit me up. He say, "Ha ha! They got your boy Diddy. They got him. They got him on tape. The feds found tapes in his house. He smashing hella chicks. What you gonna say now?" I said, "What?" I said, "Well, hold on. I had to reread. I said, wait. The feds found tapes in his house of Diddy smashing hella chicks, and that's a bad thing? Let's say he paid them. Let's say they was all prostitutes and he paid them. So we persecuting dudes for doing that now? I'm just trying to figure out what is we really doing here." Then they say, "Watch out, man! The feds went in P. Diddy house, found 1,000 bottles of baby oil. They got 1,000. So now it's illegal to have baby oil in your house, bruh. I don't know what's wrong with these dudes, but this is the worst. This is like I'm in the Twilight Zone." Town Biz, what's your thoughts on all this stuff, man?
All right. First of all, on the real, what people got to understand, me and you come from a different era. So, I come from Oakland. That's where the Mac got filmed. Basically, what they started to do is they started rewriting words and changing them around, making it more heinous to what it really is. All sex trafficking is, what they done now is, for black men in particularly, they changed it to, it went from pimping to sex trafficking.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, Kamala Harris wants to make prostitution legal because she says that a woman should be able to do whatever she want to do with her body. But at the same time, if she has a pimp, the pimp goes to jail. They started doing that around the late 1990s to early 2000s. They started to reword stuff. So they said, okay, we're not going to call it pimping. We're going to call it sex trafficking, because a lot of times people get that misconstrued because they think, okay, because the former means of sex trafficking was like messing with underage girls, shipping them out of Thailand and all that. Shipping them out of Thailand and stuff, and bringing them to the States, and basically, selling underage girls. That was the real definition. But now all of a sudden, if you a dude that fly a girl out and that. Now all of a sudden it's sex trafficking now. Right. So my thing is with this, let's talk about the baby oil stuff. First of all, it was just laughable. And I sent that to the brothers because now all of a sudden I told y'all that straight shaming is real. That's something that they're directing strictly towards black men. It is basically a mission to emasculate all black men and make black men feel guilty for being into women. That's why they pushing the people, these soft dudes like the Billy Porters of the world, those DL Hugleys, all these soft dudes, the Roland Martins of the world. That's what they want to represent black men. They don't want the traditional dude that take care of himself, that present himself like a man, act like a man, and that have a manly attitude. That's what they trying to replace the straight black man with. They trying to replace you with feminine dudes or soft dudes or just flat out gay dudes. They're really out here trying to straight shame you. Now, let me talk about this baby oil stuff. First of all, since when did baby oil become affiliated with homosexuality? Let's just keep it a
Bruh,
buck here.
bruh.
Like what? First of all, if you was a masseuse, you would use baby oil. I used to hang around a lot of chicks that like to get massages. So they would have baby oil. I'll say, you got some baby oil? If you didn't have baby oil, you use lotion. So now all of a sudden, they find baby oil at Diddy's house. Now all of a sudden, it's tied to some weird, you know what I'm saying? Weird, man on man behavior. And then you got these weirdos in the comment section talking all this goofy stuff, and I'm just like, dude, are you sure you into chicks? Like, let me get this. Let me get this straight. So they got footage of Diddy, basically being with girls, and now all of a sudden, that's a crime. You have to.
Right. They trying to say, oh, they got footage of Diddy messing with plenty of these chicks, but they try. I guess they try to insinuate that he paid the girls to have sex. Even if that's the case, is this what we have come to as men? Now we shaming dudes for paying for the box, right? We shaming dudes. At one point, y'all want to call him the pimping. The next minute, y'all want to call him a trick. Then y'all want to call him a homosexual. All in the same sentence, bro. What is we doing here? It's crazy.
Where are we going as a society? And that's what I'm concerned. I'm really concerned where black men are going as a society. And the thing is that they're falling for this. And I'm working day and night trying to convince these dudes, don't fall for the okie doke. There is a plan behind this plan. At the end of the day, I just think they want them tapes because I think they want somebody else that's on that tape. But basically,
right.
they shaking Diddy down.
Yep. I'm gonna come back to you, Tom. I'm gonna come back to you. Say your point. I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna move to Two Raw, then I'm gonna go to LB. Two Raw, what's your thoughts on all of this stuff going on right now so far with Diddy?
Well, I mean, it's commonplace, first of all, for millionaires to buy things in extreme bulk. So, reading about him having 1,000 bottles of baby oil, that's not really all. I mean, it might be unusual to us, but not necessarily the millionaires or during their billionaires. So that's not really all that crazy to me. And, I don't understand what's so weird about baby oil because it's a beautiful aesthetic on the woman's body. So I don't get all of a sudden now that's a bad thing. Won't Steve Harvey making jokes about how much he loved baby oil? He was laughing about it. So I don't understand. Now all of a sudden that's weird. And then about, the new definition of trafficking and transporting women, to you for, okay, that kind of reminds me of what they did to Jack Johnson, manipulating, making new rules like with the Mann Act, just to target black men. And, where are all the accusations with men, like gay dudes? Don't they do the same thing? Don't they transport men to the same situations? But it's like it's always black men, and it's always straight men that they targeted. And it's like like you just said, it's always straight men. So to me, this is a crackdown, and this is more attack on, like what Town said, this attack on men, and usually they use a black man to be the face of this, but they're attacking straight men. They're attacking us. You know what I'm saying? And I'm lost. Honestly, I'm still not comprehending like what's going on, like with the way people reacting to this. Like, okay, I get the other stuff, that they're accusing him of. Even though I still don't think that that's enough to be for federal, but I get it, some of the stuff, but come on, man, like having intercourse, that's enough for whatever, man. But like we said before, like we was talking about this before, I think what they're doing is they're setting things up to cut the middleman out, and they're using him in this situation as the villain, the face. But I think they're trying to attack quote unquote pimping because the government wanted to be the pimp, and they're going to eventually legalize prostitution. So I think that's like the bigger picture, but they're using Diddy for this. But I also think with this whole investigation that they're going after somebody else. And I think Diddy is the person that they're going to use to get to other people. So I think this is bigger than Diddy. You still there, Sonny?
Okay, LB, let me get your take on it, brother. I'm sorry, I was on mute. I'm sitting here telling LB, you on mute, LB. Whole time I was on mute. Go ahead, bro. What's your take on it?
All right. Oh yeah. So for me, I think when I hear stories like this and it's being plastered all over the internet, I'm thinking, what is going on that they're not talking about, right? And is this being used as a distraction? And to me, I think it's being used as a distraction because in that same city right now, there's a public corruption scandal that's rocking the city of New York that hardly anybody's talking about. With Mayor Eric Adams, right? When you factor in how the police commissioner resigned from New York, when you factor in 2 fire chiefs got arrested in their role in the corruption scandal, when you factor in some top aides of Eric Adams got their phone seized and all that, they're not talking about that. But Diddy getting arrested for these allegations, whatever, that has to be plastered all over the airwaves. And then when you factor in other stuff that's going on, how Kamala Harris was talking at the NEBJ, no one's really covering that. When you factor in Brett Favre losing his lawsuit the second time against Shannon Sharp, nobody talking about that. But yet Diddy getting arrested is being plastered all over the airwaves, and Diddy is being made out to be the face of sexual predation, right? They tried it with Russell Simmons. They tried it with R. Kelly. It just another blackface they want to plaster over here with. See, this the guy that we're going to make the face of sexual predation. Meanwhile, we got politicians that did the same thing, like Matt Gaetz. He's in Congress right now. His buddy Joe Greenberg is taking the fall. Then you factor in the whole Roman Polanski situation. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but if you know, you know, right? So when I think about it, it's just another growing gross hypocrisy that's in the society here, where black men is the predators and black men is the evil, and yet you got these people who go from tasting the biscuits to tasting the rainbow being plastered in our face as the so-called leaders of black society. It's disgusting.
Right. All facts. So my thing is this: I'm sitting here watching this stuff unfold. I knew they was going to come after Diddy. I don't know what this is all about, but it's clearly we got everybody on this panel got enough experience to know this ain't just about one broad, especially not no one black broad that he beat up. The government of America ain't never cared about no black women, not like that. So he didn't make somebody mad. He didn't make somebody mad. I don't know if it's some business dealings. I don't know if he got dirt on somebody. He been blackmailing somebody, and they want to take the power away from him. I don't know. All I know is I believe they're gonna use him to testify. They're gonna try to pressure him. That's why they don't want to give him no bail. They want him to feel the pressure of jail, of prison. They want to lock him up, right? And they want to use him to testify against somebody else. And what's gonna happen is, I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. I'm telling you right now, if this dude Diddy magically end up like Jeffrey Epstein, I'm telling you right now, bro, they covering up for somebody else. They covering up for somebody else. What's your thoughts on that, Town?
All right. First of all, for the people that's trying to act like they just outraged, like they've never seen something like this before, and they just appalled about what Diddy did. Okay, well, here's the thing. Let me ask you this though. Y'all should have that same energy for Cardi B. You should have that same energy for Cardi B, who just recently said that she used to drug and rob men, and that's when she was prostituting and stripping. So that go hand in hand. So that should be considered sex trafficking and robbery. You know,
Right,
but
right.
I don't see no outrage for her. And then here's the thing. Let's dip into the Roman Polanski thing. Roman Polanski basically was convicted for doing the unthinkable with like a 15-year-old. This fool been on the run 7, 8 since before some of y'all was even born. Man been on the run for 50 years. Man that made movies. Man that got Lifetime Achievement Awards. Go look at him getting a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscars. They gave him a standing ovation. But now all of a sudden, everybody is upset with Diddy. Okay, if that's the case, why ain't you outraged about Vince McMahon? Why ain't you outraged about James Dolan? Why ain't you outraged about Bob Kraft? Why ain't you outraged about Ezra Miller? Why ain't you outraged about Kevin Spacey? But everybody, but ain't nobody 7, 8, and this is what make me mad about the dudes in our community. Ain't nobody pushing the record button and talking about them. But everybody got something to say about the. Oh man, I'm horrified. And then you got some of these dudes out here that's like gloating. You got dudes like goofy ass 50 Cent, a police dude. Dudes like, and then you got that goofy Gene Deal nigga. This dude's supposed to got all this information. He got all this information. He posted witness all these heinous acts Diddy supposed to have committed. Well, he should be in jail with Diddy. And I don't want to hear this stuff about dry snitching. Hey, snitching then became cool now. So I'm just saying people need to keep the same energy. If you really that mad about this and you think this is wrong, then you got to have the same energy for everybody. Every time I look around, me, Too Raw, LB, y'all, all of us is always talking about some school teacher that then got caught with a 14-year-old.
Facts.
So where's this outrage at when you hear this? This happens a lot more frequent than what supposed to have went on with Diddy. And like I said before, so now all of a sudden it's wrong. All of a sudden it's wrong to fly people in and stuff. Now all of a sudden it's considered trafficking. It's considered kidnapping. And
Right.
and some of the writing of these charges is just like, man, are you kidding me? Who would he have to kidnap? This dude is a billionaire.
Bro.
Wait a minute. I need somebody to explain to me. Puffy is worth $1.1 billion. Who in the hell do this dude got to kidnap?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you how the law work real quick. Cause this is what the police told me. Cause I'm very sensitive to this topic, and why people say, "Oh, why you defending Diddy? Oh, why you?" You know why? Because this same stuff happened to me, not to this public level. I'm not as popular as Diddy, but this same type of stuff happened to me, bro. And that's why I get irritated when I see black dudes co-signing this, because y'all don't even know what y'all co-signing. You co-sign your own destruction. If you a player, if you out here getting to the money, you out here getting to the bronze, they coming for you. I'm telling you right now. So what I was told was from a detective. He told me this, a black dude, cool in the fan, but he was a detective, right? A little broad. I had flew a little broad out here. All right. So I ain't gonna say where, but I flew a little broad from where she was at out here. Now, me and her kicked it, had a good time. She supposed to stay out here for 14 days, for 2 weeks. Hotel room booked, everything good. I'm paying for all this now. I paid for her flight. I paid for the her food and beverage. You know what I'm saying? I paid for her hotel. I'm paying for all this in my dime. She supposed to just come out here and she gonna record my OnlyFans footage with me, all this stuff. This is business, right? But at one point, me and her got into an argument, right, about something, and I was like, look, you can go home. You can take you know, you can go home. I mean, you want, oh, well, you need to give me a ticket. I'm like, I ain't giving you nothing. The moment I told her I ain't giving her no ticket is when I kidnapped her. Apparently, according to the law. Because now I'm in control of when she goes home or not. So, you kidnapping her. This is what the cop told me. He said, look, man, I'm gonna give you some game. They coming for us. He used the word us. He said, I'm gonna tell you something. They changing the rules. So I'm giving you tell your homeboys, everybody. You get mad at these girls, you kick them out your room and all that kind of stuff. They can make an accusation. They coming for you. I said, were you serious? He said, look, man, the moment that woman says she want to go home, or you tell her she got to go home, but you ain't paying for it, at that moment, you kidnapping her. You holding her against her will. Wow. Really, bro? This is crazy. And this is why I'm so mad and frustrated with these weirdos on YouTube, black dudes, co-signing this type of stuff, and they don't even know what they co-signing. Oh, they got Diddy. Oh, Diddy. Bro, go ahead and get to an argument with your girl and see what happens. Y'all finna be, let this chick Kamala Harris get elected, y'all finna be in for a rude awakening. But go ahead, though, Tal.
Well, I'm just exactly my sentiments. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. The government then rewritten a lot of these different things, just like they rewritten, pimping, just like they rewritten domestic violence over the years. Like, I'll give you an example. 7-8 domestic violence meant actually putting your hands on your spouse, whether you male or female.
Right.
If you slap the girl or you slap the dude, you punched them, you kicked them, that's domestic violence. But what they did was to manufacture these convictions and get these convictions up. What they started to do was, like, say, for instance, you got to argument, and as you said, let's just say you threw, I'm serious, let's just say you threw a hot burrito at somebody.
Right.
You know it can't kill nobody. But guess what? Domestic violence. My homeboy, I told this story on my channel. My homeboy came home from working 12 hours, had a new baby. The girl didn't. The girl was doing whatever, God knows what. So the baby's diaper was fully, you know what. So he got mad. He did everything himself, changed the diaper, everything. He threw the diaper at her. She called the police. He got charged with domestic violence.
Wow.
So, like you said, they rewriting everything. They trying to make it easier and easier to, like, put you on paperwork. And then I'm going to tell you something else. I don't know if you know in California. Let me tell you how screwed up California is. They passed Gavin Newsom. The governor, Gavin Newsom, passed a no statute of limitation on so-called, assault or violating a woman. Do you know a woman could say back in, and I'm being serious, a woman could say back in 1996, the day Tupac got shot, that you violated her. And they could try to put charges on you, or they could try to sue you. So the law, they've rewritten those laws because they're targeted at black men. They figure black men live from check to check. So they figure you don't have the resources to get you a high-end lawyer. So they figure, So they figure they'll just get you. Yeah, they're gonna come in and say, hey, well, you did this. We'll offer you a deal and you go home today. Guess what? They trick you into signing paperwork. You on paperwork. They got you, and then you screwed. If you can't bail out, you screwed. Just like with domestic violence in California, if you don't bail out, they're gonna offer you a deal. The funny thing is, the woman, if she says no, they can pick up the case. But here's the thing: if you bail out and you have a court date and the woman don't show up, they drop the charges. But if you take a deal, well, you on paperwork. It's a ploy. It's a trick. And most of this stuff is aimed to trap black men and to put them on paperwork and then use these conviction ratings to basically say, oh, well, these are the type of dudes to come with those phony statistics and logistics, when basically they finessing you into a plea. A lot of people need to know how the law works, and y'all need to do y'all due diligence and stuff on how the law works, because they setting a lot of traps. Y'all sitting up here praising Kamala Harris. Okay, cool. That's fine. That's fine. It ain't gonna be no better if she get in the office. I'm just telling y'all that right now. Y'all, hey, you think she was locking up You think she was locking up dudes then? She gonna continue to lock dudes up. She's gonna put everybody before black people, and particularly black men. Now she like to screw around with black men, but she doesn't want to help black men. Her
Right.
record speaks for itself. So I'm just telling y'all, this stuff with Diddy, y'all need to be careful with this. Let's wait till he have his day in court. I'm just saying, for all you Negroes out here that's sitting up here laughing and gloating, you ain't gonna say nothing if that happened to you. Play this by ear. Because like I said before, we need to wait till the facts come out. And y'all need to do y'all due diligence on how all this stuff works about these labels and these crimes. All they did was relabel them, reword them, and they make it sound like it's worse than what it really is. So I'm just telling y'all, be careful.
You ain't told no lies. Too raw. What's your thoughts, bro?
I mean, my thing is, I get irritated when people will say to me like, why don't you have any sympathy for the victims of Diddy, the victims? And I'm like, to me, man, the victims that I feel sorry for are all these women and children who are actual true victims of sex trafficking. You know, the ones who get chased and kidnapped, really kidnapped, the ones who
Right.
are abducted and are missing, the scores, the thousands of children that end up missing across the country each year that the media conveniently don't report. The real, true, actual victims, those are ones I feel sorry for. Those are ones that I shed tears for. But Cassie and these other people, these are opportunists. These are people that gladly degraded themselves for fortune and fame, which all of them do that. They all did that. Okay, then when she figured that, you know what I'm saying, Diddy wasn't focusing on her, when Diddy wasn't putting her as a priority, when all the things that she was degrading and demoralizing herself for to get to where she thought she deserved to be, when that didn't come to fruition, now all of a sudden now she's a victim. And I'm sorry, I just don't feel sorry for these people. I don't. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for people who we clearly know that these people weren't doing things against their will. Everybody knows what time it is, and it's not defending Diddy. It's not defending him. He's a moral scoundrel too. But I'm not going to sit up here and act like that he just committed the worst crime in human history. I'm not. I'm not doing that when I know that there are equal and even bigger monsters that are doing the same things right now. People that town biz named that nobody really knows because they don't talk about them. The guy Ezra Miller is a habitual monster. He groomed a minor.
Mm-hmm.
Probably engaged in activities with this minor. Nobody cares. Then went around assaulted people, women, men, all types of people. You know what I'm saying? And on camera doing it, and nobody cares. And it was still employed with Disney. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy, man. But yeah, that's how I feel about it, man. I don't feel sorry for these people, man.
I agree. LB, what's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, when I think about the whole situation here and with Diddy and all that, and I think about the other hypocrisies that don't get talked about, that get swept under the rug, we are in a society where up is down and down is up. And if you check certain boxes, you get the protection. But if you check other boxes, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. It's so unbearable. Right? So
Right.
it just you know, I just feel that the whole thing is gonna be a circus, right? Because not only
Mm-hmm.
they did that in California, where they can go back in time and prosecute you. They did that in New York. You see all these cases in New York last year, right before Thanksgiving, right? With the at the 11th hour, 59th minute, once they get out the mall, like, oh snap, I gotta go to the courts to file this lawsuit, right? So they're doing both New York and California is doing it where they, going back in time where you got a DeLorean or a hot tub time machine, and all of a sudden, oh yeah, I remember 30 years ago when such and such did this, that, and the third to me. Let me go ahead and file this lawsuit right now. But okay, but when it happened, allegedly, you didn't think to file criminal charges then? So when I think about the money opportunities that's behind these lawsuits, when I think about, and then that's the thing, you filing a lawsuit, but yet you don't file criminal charges. Make that make sense. If you happen to
Mm-hmm.
be violated,
Mm-hmm.
you don't file criminal charges. That's the first thing you should file, in my opinion, if you've been violated. But it's not about that. It's about emasculation of the black man. It's more than just defaming his name. It's about stripping away his resources. It's about really putting him in the bind behind the eight ball from a financial and from an economic standpoint. That way, you will slowly but surely eliminate him without, and you don't even have to put him in prison because you already got him in prison by the fact that he's financially behind the eight ball. So when you factor in him could be struggling to find a job. Oh yeah, by the way, when I worked in government, if you got a DV case against you, guess what you're not getting? A security clearance.
Yep, yep. You ain't told no lies. No lies detected, sir. So let me ask y'all this, man. This is where we get into away from the facts and go into the our thoughts and our conspiracy theories. Because like I believe this is about something else. I don't know what it is exactly. I got my opinions, but like Town Biz, what do you think this is? What do you think this is about, man? Why are they doing this to Diddy?
It could be a variety of different things. I just noticed when a black man reaches a certain stature, then all of a sudden something comes up. You saw it with Bill Cosby. You saw it with R. Kelly. You saw the harassment of Ice Cube by the you know the NBA. It just seems
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you just start to see this stuff, and it's like a pattern. You just be like, why does this continue to happen to black men? Like I said, all of a sudden, these women came out of nowhere with Bill Cosby talking about that he did something to them in 1968 and all this crazy stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, Bill Cosby probably don't even remember what he did in 1968.
Right.
And it just seemed like it became a pile on. And then they
And bro,
blatantly caught
have
people.
you ever have y'all anybody on this panel ever seen the Quelo? It's a huge horse pellet peel. A Quelo is like a huge bro. I'm trying to think of it's like a giant fish. Y'all ever took fish oil supplements?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's called what's this called? But it helps up with the joints and stuff like
So
that.
y'all if y'all took omega-3 fish oil supplements, them big ones. Now, a Quelo is like that size. You can't crush that up into nobody's drink without them tasting it. It's a foul taste to it. I didn't have one. You have to purposely take that and swallow it, chuck it down with your drink. These was party girls, bro. Ain't nobody slip no Quelo in your drink. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. Quelo, and it was good back in the day. Quelos was good, but I know we live in a different time. Can't keep it real no more. Quelos are bad. Whatever. Fine. At the end of the day, them was good, and people used to, this was before all you youngsters now y'all take what y'all take Percocet, Molly Percocet, all that stuff y'all be taking. This was like the first edition of that, and there was huge pills before doctors figure out how to compress all that stuff into one little small little pill. These chicks had to take this big horse pill to get messed up to mess with Bill Cosby. So now they out here fronting like, oh, he crushed up. Ain't no anybody ever try to crush up a Quaalude and put it in the drink. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. NAC. It's a product. It's a supplement called NAC. It's good for your liver, right? Let me see what I got here. Let me see. 1 second. Okay, NAC. What is this? From the Now Company, NOW Company. 1,000 milligrams. Take this tablet of NAC, crush it up, put it in your water or soda, and see if you don't taste it. These hoes lying. Period. Ain't no way you finna tell me Bill Cosby was giving these chicks this stuff and they didn't know they were taking. They knew they were taking it. It was just, but my bad, bro. Go ahead, finish your story.
Well, the only thing Bill Cosby was guilty of was adultery, and his wife knew about it. That's the only thing that he was guilty of. At the end of the day, when you in that type of line of work, let me explain something to y'all. And we all know back then, you talking about in the 60s, if you was a black man and a white woman said that you did something to them, you'll be lucky if you just went to jail. So that's why I didn't believe none of this stuff that they were saying about Bill Cosby. And then you have people come out and say Bill Cosby didn't have no business getting sent to prison. But once again, it was a shaming tactic, and they wanted to take some of his money.
Right.
But then, but you had all these other people. Like I said, you had white boys that was getting accused of doing the same stuff. What about what Charlie Sheen was doing? Charlie Sheen been violating dudes ever since. I mean, for real. But nobody had an issue with him. But then all of a sudden, they came after Bill Cosby. They targeted Bill Cosby. I just noticed if you're a black man that reach a certain plateau, then they come after you. And another thing is this stigma that they putting on everybody that pisses me off. Now, it appears to me, y'all, Diddy hang out with everybody. He didn't hung out with white people. He didn't hung out with everybody. But it appears to me, every black dude that then came in contact with Diddy, they ended up, you know what I'm saying, bending over. So, I mean, once again, it's just black dudes that listen.
Hey, you ain't told no lies.
A
That's
violator is gonna violate anybody.
right.
They're not gonna be So I'm saying if that's the case, then why? Okay, what about Russell Brand? What about Ashton Kutcher? What about Jonah Hill? All those dudes went to Diddy's parties. Now I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. By the end of the week, listen, Hollywood is real quiet right now. I'm telling you right now, people are panicking. I'm talking about people is calling their lawyers. So now ain't no party like a Diddy party got new meaning now. So anybody that's attached to Diddy, that's a brother, you need to be worried. Especially, and I ain't dry snitching, especially that dude from Akron, Ohio. That's all I got to say.
Well, I'm gonna say this before I move to Raw. That's what I'm saying. Everybody laughing now. They cracking jokes. It's funny because it's nobody like Diddy. I don't even like Diddy. I'm defending him because I understand the bigger picture. I'm not petty like that. I understand. I'm always gonna ride for my people. Just how Oscar De La Hoya been accused of all this filth, nasty stuff, but his people still ride with him. I'm gonna ride with mine too. And you can call me whatever you want to call me, but I'm gonna ride with mine. So now, let the police do their job. If Diddy's guilty, the police will do their job. They will find out he's guilty. But I'm not gonna help them do their job. Never. Am I gonna help the police do their job? But anyway, this is what I want to say. How is it that we got all these folks running around here talking crazy about what Diddy done allegedly, but everybody's totally fine? Oscar De La Hoya then paid off, allegedly, he done paid off underage chicks. He didn't put his whole arm up to his elbow Forced women. Right. Two different women now have accused him of the same exact thing in different decades now. Different decades. Two different women have accused him of forcing his whole arm up inside them, trying to make them put their arm inside him. You got video footage and tapes and pictures of Oscar getting bent over and dealt with by women. Yet dudes would defend Oscar. Oh, that's his personal business. That ain't my business. Ryan Garcia. What Ryan say? Ryan say he
has to tell me to stop. He's like, man, you need to chill out because he's like, you're a maniac.
Yeah, you know how Oscar do. Oscar a maniac with Ryan. At the end of the day, Ryan done said racist stuff. He done all this crazy stuff. He done beat up his girlfriend allegedly. All this stuff get passes. His people ride with him. When it comes to black folks, bro, what's wrong with us? Why don't we run at the first sign of any type of controversy or trouble? I was telling Too Raw this. I'm gonna go Too Raw. Too Raw, I told you, I said, look, man, if O.J. Simpson was getting tried today, he getting convicted. With these new age black folks, oh, O.J. done. These new niggas that's on the internet, oh, trust me, O.J.'s done. They're gonna cook Johnny Cochran. They're gonna accuse Johnny of playing the race card. They're gonna have what's his name, Officer Tatum, gonna be out here talking crazy. You know? Bro, they gonna have people out here.
Oh, that dude is a fucking clown, bro.
Oh my God. Oh man.
That
Could
dude
you
is a
imagine
clown,
what would
bro.
happen if OJ got tried today with these new age black folks? Too Raw, what's your thoughts?
I mean, when you were talking about like as far as why they're going after Diddy, I tend to think like the pattern I notice is whenever these guys, whenever they tick off or go, the perception is like when they get too big for their britches. Like I remember, I think I was like 18 when I first heard about these allegations against Bill Cosby. But back then you had to go like to threads, like on social media, or you read it like in a biography, like a unsolicited biography, and it would mention it. But the mainstream media would not talk about any of that stuff. He was getting protected. It wasn't until he had that failed attempt to purchase, I think it was Universal,
NBC.
Yeah. That's when the floodgates opened up. And then they used that comedian, I forget his name, when he mentioned the allegations, and then that just sparked it off. You know what I'm saying? I noticed with Diddy, whatever that lawsuit, those two lawsuits he was involved with early last year, then all of a sudden he lose his media protection. Because we've been hearing about this stuff with Cassie for years, but it didn't pop off until he ticked some people off.
Right.
Super billionaires, or with Bill Cosby, the top people. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like the floodgates open up. So there's definitely a pattern, man. And maybe that's why the people that we see that are black, that in these positions, they go extra hard in the paint on black folks because they're trying to constantly prove their loyalty to white folk.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they got to constantly be in that position, always proving they don't make it right what they're doing. But I think that's part of what it is. They always got to constantly shuck and jive to show that they are loyal to white supremacy. And the minute that you turn against it, they show you what time it is. And with Diddy, you know what I'm saying, a lot of it was on his own stupidity. But, I think that's part of it. I mean, that's my conspiracy theory on it.
Yes, sir. I ain't mad at it.
7-8. Can I bring up something that's very crucial? I wanted to add another
Go ahead.
I wanted to add another piece to the puzzle about patterns. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember, Two Raw talked about this a long time ago. Do y'all remember when Michael Jackson, got the $1 billion deal with Sony, and then he bought the Beatles catalog, he bought Elvis
Yep, yep,
catalog,
yep,
he
yep.
bought
Mm-hmm.
he bought Eminem's catalog,
Mm-hmm.
and then remember Michael Jackson was trying to buy Marvel Comics.
Yeah, I remember all
That's
that.
when all I noticed. That's when all this stuff started happening. All these allegations so it's a pattern.
Hey,
It's a pattern.
it is. And Puffy was trying to sue Ciroc for what they did. That's why I stopped drinking Ciroc. People like, oh man, Ciroc, this and that. Look, stop drinking Ciroc. I'm telling you right now. P. Diddy put Ciroc on the map. Nobody was drinking Ciroc before P. Diddy started advertising it. And then all of a sudden, now still drinking Ciroc, even though P. Diddy is finna get locked up. So if P. Diddy is a creep and all this stuff, why y'all still drinking Ciroc? Cut it out. Cut it out, bro. Y'all gotta cut this mess out. But let me go to the brother LB. There, what's your thoughts on why you think they're doing this to P Diddy, and also what's your thoughts on what else we were talking about as far as the other stuff?
Uh, the reason why I think they're doing this to P Diddy is, you know, to me, he got a level of protection when he was making them a whole bunch of money. Whoever is the puppeteer, whoever is pulling the strings around here, right? It's all good in the neighborhood when P Diddy was making them money, but the day he stopped making them money is when they hung him out to dry. He was the face of everything that was going wrong. Whoever was in that inner circle, he's the sacrificial lamb, in my opinion, right? Now, as far as why Hollywood's on quiet, because we know that a lot of these people who was in Hollywood was going to those Diddy parties, and a lot of these parties were by invitation, right? So if in there and whatever's on those tapes, that would expose a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people right now probably going into damage control, trying to see what's going on, how they can minimize themselves or how they go distance themselves away from this nonsense, right? Because that will have a profound impact on their career, whether it be in music, entertainment, in sports, or whatever. There's a lot of people right now is on high alert as to what the devil's going on. And, you know, that's nothing that really gets under my skin, right? I remember Jim Carrey forcibly kissed a woman during an award show back in the late 90s, right?
Mm-hmm. 1997. I remember that.
And,
I remember that. I remember that.
oh, y'all remember that?
I
Yeah.
remember that.
And I did not see no outrage. Jim Carrey continued to do movies. He continued to do all that stuff, right? We talk about the Academy. Town mentioned something about the Academy. Do you know that there was a man who actually worked for the Academy was getting involved in sexual predation? He's doing 8 years in prison right now. But you didn't hear nothing about it in the media. This man was slated to have a school named after him. They was either he was slated to have a school named after him or he was slated to have a statue in the city that he lived in. They quickly took that down, but everybody was so outraged. But goddamn old Will Smith put the foo faps to Chris Rock.
Right, right.
But they didn't talk about how the Academy member was out there being a predator.
Yeah.
It just and then when you talk about these new age black folks like the Brandon Taters of the world, first of all, he's a renter cop and all he does is shine flashlights at you at the mall. Okay, I don't believe that this guy was a real cop.
Right.
I think this guy was either he was doing that or he was out there hiding in the bushes waiting until the time expired on your meter and then he'll give you a parking ticket. But even then, he'll sit up there and run his mouth all recklessly about this, that, and the third, and he always on the side of the cops. He's no matter what. It could be so egregious, like with the Sonia Massey case, amongst other cases. This man will find a way to finagle himself and twist themselves into pretzels to side with the cop. With the gaslighting that's going on in today's society when it comes to these particular issues, it's hard to have proper dialogue because it's always got to be somebody going against the grain for whatever inexplicable reason.
Right.
It could be nothing. It could be so obvious, and yet they will still find a way to position themselves on that hill that they're willing to die on, all for some fake narrative or something that's going on in their head. But it's crazy what's going on. We got to see how this thing play out with Diddy, because I'm telling you, Diddy might be the main guy, but he's far from the only guy. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Right. I heard that. I definitely hear that. I just don't understand why so many black folks are excited about this situation. I mean, I get it. We're in a different era. I understand there's clout to be had, there's money to be made at the expense of your brothers or your sisters. But like me and Two Raw were talking about earlier, back in the day, we used to call them sellouts. If you sold your people up the river for a paycheck, that's called a sellout. You could justify it any way you want to. You can clean it up and nah, because of this, because of that. Fine. These are the same people who snitched on Nat Turner. I'm not, understand me, I'm not comparing Diddy to Nat Turner. I'm using the example of how black people betray each other. But this is what we do. All I'm saying is this: as a street dude myself, and I come from a street family. If the police, whatever the police are accusing him of, I need them to prove it. It's not my job to help them prove it. It's not my job to play internet detective, internet CIA agent, right? We're not playing cowboys and Indians here. I'm a grown man. I got a family to take care of, grandkids. I understand my enemy and what's happening here. So, I'm going to say this right now. With all due respect. I know everybody don't like Jay-Z. Everybody don't like Beyonce. But I'm going to tell you right now, Jay-Z, Beyonce, take your family and get out of this country immediately. Get out of here immediately. Because if you don't, it's going to be your own people that push the narrative to destroy you. Trust me. They're already doing it. It's no white folks pushing the narrative to investigate Jay-Z. It's only black people. Oh, Jay-Z was messing with this one when she was young. He messing with that one when she was young. Bro, your granddaddy was messing with somebody. Your daddy was messing with your mama when she was young. What y'all talking about? Y'all acting like this is some type of weird. You the same dudes that watch movies like The Crush. Y'all watch all these little weird movies that happen where the star, the female lead, is a young girl. What's that movie? The assassination movie, the Professional?
Yeah.
Yeah, The Professional. Little young chick flirting with this grown man the whole movie. Everybody fine with it. But then y'all want to put a black face on this. Bro, I can't do it, man. I really can't do it. I can't stand these dudes. Y'all coming after everything that's black. I seen how y'all did Devin Haney, which is Ryan Garcia situation. I'm disgusted by it. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna ask you. This is my last question. I'm gonna start with you, Tal. What do you think where do you think the shift came from in black men, in particular? Because we know black men, women is on something else, but where do you think the shift came from in black men justifying their own destruction? Town Biz.
I think he muted.
Town, you on mute.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Can you hear?
I hear you now.
Okay. I can tell you when it started. You started to see a shift when Obama got elected. and some of the stuff that he was saying. You just started to see, because people were so fooled by Obama, who really didn't have the black experience, but he fooled people. People fell for the Obama trick. They fell for the Obama scam. Keep in mind, the first 4 years. Well, he can't do nothing, man, because he can't do nothing.
Right,
But
right.
man, when he get reelected, oh man, it's on. And basically 4 years, pretty much of nothing. But I'll tell you what he did do. Well, basically, if you smoke crack versus snorting coke, basically
Yeah.
you won't get the same. You won't get the same. So he basically Joe Clarked everybody. You know, you smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you? I mean, so that's basically he did that. He did that. But then I'm trying to see did he do anything that black people as a whole benefited from? No, nothing. So that's when you started to see the shift, because you fell for the con game. This very articulate, well-spoken, biracial man. But then you started to see the sneak dissing towards black people when he said, "Oh, the Rainbow Skittles community helped me get elected in the Latinos." So then you started to see all this shit. Was the one that started pushing the movement where black men started to get devalued. And then, as you know, the internet was getting to where it is now. Where you started to see the YouTubes and the Facebooks and the Instagrams. So you had people like following this Obama narrative, because people were saying that Obama wasn't the president, that Michelle was the president. So they basically were saying he was under her. So then you started to see them openly emasculating black men. They were using him as the figurehead. So that's when this stuff started. And that's where we are now, where some of the stuff that you see, you just be like, wow, man, did this dude just say that? Like some of these dudes on YouTube, you just be like, this guy got to be joking. But I know some of these dudes do this they do it for the popularity. They do it for the money. Because I didn't caught people that admitted that they don't believe the stuff that they say. And then you started to see it in sports. You started to see how Stephen A. Smith did a complete 180. First, Stephen A. Smith was like this militant dude from Queens. Then all of a sudden, this dude turned into I don't even recognize this version of Stephen A. Smith now. It's like he became two different people. This is why people think cloning is really going on.
Right.
It's almost like he just switched to being a totally different person. So you started to see that, because you got to understand, mainstream media, their main objective is mind manipulation and brainwashing. This is why they have guys like me, you, and LB. We're the biggest threat to mainstream media, because we're making a difference and we're making an impact, and they can't stop us. We're switching things back. It's going to be a slow process, but at the end of the day, we winning people over. I'm willing to wait this out. I'm willing to undo the damage that the Obama administration did and what mainstream media did via Roger Ailes, who motto was demonize the other. And what he meant was demonize black men. And yeah.
You from California. You live in
Yep.
California. So I want to ask you one question before I move on to somebody else. What's the truth about Kamala Harris, man? I mean, is she for black folks? It's just I know it's a whole nother topic, but
Well, I'll put it to you this way. She, like, when black dudes are in her, I can't say that she's for black folks. They try to scrub a lot of her history out, but as I was saying, her birth certificate can be looked up online. It was sent to me and I found it myself. Her birth certificate says that she's white. And then what happened is this whole thing about her being Jamaican, and what a lot of people don't understand, there's white Jamaicans, there's Asian Jamaicans, there's black Jamaicans. They are, yeah. So just because she says she's from Jamaica doesn't mean that she qualifies and identifies as black. But Kamala Harris has a lot of questionable history. It's funny how when you hear about a white dude, like, wrongfully convicting black people, or basically targeting black people and basically finessing black people into convictions and all that kind of stuff and pleas, they get called out. But then with her, they're saying she's just doing her job. So
Right.
I'm saying you can't have it. You can't have it both ways. You can't change the narrative for her. Kamala Harris has a very shaky history as a district attorney and attorney general. She had to have cases dismissed because of evidence tampering. She refused to prosecute dirty cops. She was on that show American Gangster. About the brothers
Yeah.
that was out of San Francisco that was like hitting them jewelry stores and stuff. So she was on
Right.
American Gangster bragging about how she wanted to put them in jail. So Kamala, it's a lot of issues with her. But then when you try to bring it up, people try to shame you and they try to bully you. You get the dudes like Roland Martin that try to say that you're lying and it's factual. And the
Well,
thing is,
you got these dudes the police now, bro. You gotta
yeah,
understand.
well, Roland Martin need to be quiet because Roland Martin got exposed in front of the world. This is the same dude that be talking that super Negro stuff, but this is a dude when he got confronted by a dude that he was calling out his name on social media, he hid behind a woman.
Right.
Now I'm not even gonna go into the other stuff about what was on his computer, but I'm just
I
saying.
will. I will. Roland Martin had a naked black man's behind on his computer. Now, they say it was because he was scrolling through Instagram. That's what they say. And they say Twitter or Instagram, one of them just play the next video. I don't care. This is exactly why I don't do the whole screen sharing stuff. You know why? I got a lot of foreign filth when it comes to my chicks that I deal with. And I sent y'all videos. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get my
Yes,
page.
sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I don't want to get my page messed up from these. If I happen to have one of them things in the background. But Roland, he got dudes back there. He got grown man masculine butts back there. So that's a whole different ball game. Let me go to YouTube Raw. Man, I forgot the question I was asked. Now,
Well, you were saying like, what do you think caused these guys to move the way they
yes, sir,
move?
yes, sir, yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
I think some of it is like the home upbringing, the culture, entertainment. Like, I remember like, okay, what was it back 2000 when the year 2000 when we started seeing reality TV shows like Survivor, and
Right.
then I remember about 20 years ago, maybe 2003, 2004, you started seeing Flavor of Love and
Oh
New
yeah.
York and all of those, right? And I used to watch some of them initially, but I mean, I just never was a big fan of that. To each his own. But a lot of those shows deal with conflict and drama and and
Niggonometry.
intrigue, and yeah, that too, niggometry, and I, to me, just me, as more of them shows developed and it became more and more popular, and you started seeing like worse quality and the most ghetto ass shows. A lot of that stuff I think became more, to me, some of that stuff is more aimed toward women, right? That's fine if a guy watches this stuff, some of the stuff, right? But then it just started becoming just complete, straight, ratchet crap. But my point is, this stuff's been going on and has been devolving for years, but we had a whole generation that's been raised watching that stuff every day. And I think people get addicted to that reality TV stuff, and they always need that stimulation of intrigue and they get addicted to wanting to know what's next in this person's life, or this fake person life in the next episode. And I think they have brought that to the real world, and they look at social media the same way they look at that stuff. Oh, I wonder who going diss 2 Raw next. Oh, oh, I wonder what they're gonna say about 78, and oh, I wonder if Town Biz, he gonna say this about Town. They're gonna do what LB. They need this constant beef and chaos. And then with guys, well, we know increasingly in households, black women are and women are the only people in some of these households. So if they happen to have a son, they don't have. They kind of like are subjected to whatever these women are watching and what they're engaged in. So these dudes are oftentimes, yeah, they males on the outside, they genetically males, but they're a lot of their wiring is like females. Then you got all these other websites, Lipstick Alley, and what's the other one? What it's always just nothing about the stupidest ghetto crap. World
Star Hip Hop.
Yeah, that one, but the other one. What's the other one? It's even worse than World Star Hip Hop.
TMZ worse than World Star Hip Hop.
Well, yeah, that too. They're addicted to TMZ.
Vlad TV, he works.
Vlad TV. I'm trying to think of that other one. I can't think of it right now. But all of this stuff is addicted to the same stuff, bro. And it's all geared toward black people. Most of it is geared toward us.
No jumper.
Yeah, it's all geared toward us. And we unknowingly have contributed to the destruction of our own people. Now it's too far gone. This is their world, and they love it. But they don't even look for other people. They just so zoned in and so used to seeing black people in chaos, and they just associate white people with stability. So it don't even fit in their mental mind frame to do that. It's brainwashing to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it.
Man, good cook. That's a good cook. Y'all smash the like button. All y'all just watching the video right now, hit the like button. Then we go to LB. What's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I agree with most of the brothers are saying. When you factor in these reality shows, and another element I want to go from the aspect of music. When you hear a lot of these R&B songs out nowadays, talk about how you got to put that woman first, and the woman has to be this, and the woman has to be that, and you as the black man or the man has to play the background and things of that nature. It's like simping is almost you being penalized for being a straight normal black man. It's like you get the perks for being a simp, and it just drives me insane. Where I listen to some of these guys talk and things of that nature and all that, and all these questionable taste the rainbow individuals being propped up in front of us. Because I remember a video I did about that walking gelatinous cream puff that got my channel on a warning right now. But anyway, that it just really grinds my gears. And then when I hear about Kamala Harris, because I'm gonna be honest with you, when she first came out, I was like, oh man, she looked good, I'm gonna vote for her. And then I listened to Towns' video. When Towns said, I don't trust no Kamala Harris, I'm like, whoa, what? Hold on, I'm like, I had to step back. And then when I did my research, and then I saw what she did when you had the forensics person had tampered all that evidence with like 600 cases had to get overturned, and then you factor in her encounters with downtown Willie Brown when he was channeling his inner SWV, taking her to downtown in the back room underneath the desk and all that. And then when you factor in all the shenanigans, the One West Bank scam, where she could have gone after Steve Mnuchin but didn't, and then Steve Mnuchin ends up as Trump's Treasury Secretary. All those people got kicked out their homes. When she was Attorney General, she could have gone after Steve Mnuchin, but she didn't. But then she'll sit up there and prop up the line that, I took on the executives and these One West and the banks and the other big tech companies. Yeah, really? Did you take them on? Really? Then how come these guys in prison right now if you took them on? Sure, you find them, but none of them got prosecuted. Meanwhile, a guy by the name of Jamal Truelove, he can, be falsely accused of a crime, and he can go to prison unjustly, and it cost the city $13 million. But that's who that walking gelatinous cream puff will protect if we have the audacity to go after her. It ain't just him. Leonard McKelvey, you should know him as Charlatan the Fraud. He's from my hometown of Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, when he was ran this mouth by Lil Kim, he almost had a whole bunch of dudes jump on him. But he'll sit up there with his chocolate nugget head having that behind, and he'll sit up there and run his mouth all recklessly and try to prop up this woman. DL Hughley, he got his form of reparation where he got to talk trash and tell them corny jokes at the DSC.
But D.L. Hughley, he loved nothing more than the taste of vanilla ice cream cones in his mouth. If you know what I'm saying. D.L. Hughley get on my last nerve. I can't stand no D.L. Hughley. Go ahead, finish though. Go ahead, LB.
Yeah, man, he irritates me so bad. Here's the only one, Ricky Smiley, right? Another dude. He likes talking like a chick, and then he dresses like a chick in the movies. But he'll sit up there and talk about, stop it! It's such a historic occasion. Him and Van Jules be crying when it comes to this woman. This is so historic, and we're gonna have the first Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. It's gonna be on Martin Luther King Day. Stop it! That type of deal. That's the type of sippery that's going on now. They're the ones that's getting pushed on and propped up, and these are the people that the mainstream media has ordained, or the powers that be has ordained, as the people that you should listen to. Because let's just be honest. Who listens to the Breakfast Club for political advice? Who? Nobody listens to the Breakfast Club for political advice. But if you want your share of hot garbage and debauchery, that's the perfect place for you to go. Right. Same thing with Ricky Smiley. Same thing with Steve Harvey. Same thing with all these other sellout bootlegs that's running around here being propped up in the black community. Because I remember the brother Malcolm X talked about it. And no other community that you see entertainers, athletes, and comedians be ordained as leaders. It's only in the black community that these clowns come out here and put on these circus acts.
Right.
So well that's said. All I got.
Well said. I'm about to put this on the screen real quick. I'm gonna show some real quick before we close this out. I'm gonna show some real quick. Once I find it here in my saved pictures. Where is it? Wow. Okay. Well, let me see if I can find it here. It's called. Okay, I got it. Let me get it now. Let me get it now. Let me get it now. Here we go. All right, I'm going to put this on the screen. See what I got to say before we get up out of here. All right. This is P. Diddy. Whatever y'all think of this dude, I don't like P. Diddy personally because I got beef with. I got issues with him. I felt like he instigated the East Coast West Coast war that led to Tupac and Biggie deaths. Right? I didn't like the fact that he sent them dudes on a mission from the band to go get him some cheesecake. Walk 100 miles to get some cheesecake for him, his ego. But once you get past all of that, this is a black man with a family. Right? This is all black people here. You see his son on his left side, son on his right side. You see his babies. They done took all these babies' passports. So can't none of them leave the country. Because the feds after his father. Because the feds are after Diddy, none of these babies can leave the country if they want to. I want somebody to explain to me how that makes sense. We treating P. Diddy. Oh, he a criminal. He did this 78. He did that. Okay, cool. Why is Venezuelan criminals in our country right now, illegal immigrants, snuck into the country, getting my tax dollars? My tax dollars. I'm paying these people to be in my country committing crimes. But P. Diddy, he the devil. 78. I can't believe you defended, bro. Listen, I hate all you monkeys, all you primates, you devil. I hate all of y'all for what y'all have done. I really do. Y'all have made it legal to lynch black folks. Y'all have made it legal. Y'all want clout so bad. Y'all want video views so bad. Y'all want AdSense money so bad. You willing to destroy a black empire. Y'all taking us backwards. What's the difference between you and Larry Elder? What's the difference between you and what's the boy name? What's that country bumpkin name who always what's the dude who got caught with the gay porn on his stuff?
Oh, Jesse Lee Peterson.
Jesse Lee Peterson. What's the
Messy
difference
Jesse.
between you? What's the difference between you and Jesse Lee Peterson? Look at these babies. This could be our babies. Regardless of what you think about P. Diddy, I had some dude in my chat earlier talking about P. Diddy is worse than Jeffrey Epstein. It was a white guy. It was a white guy. He said P. Diddy's far worse than Jeffrey Epstein. What do you mean? Jeffrey Epstein had a whole black book, and the government hid that mug.
He had a whole island.
Go ahead, cook on it.
No, he had a whole island devoted to him. What do you mean he worked the Lord have mercy?
Bro, they said P. Diddy was worse than Jeffrey Epstein, and they said I'm defending P. Diddy. I think he said 3 times worse than Jeffrey Epstein. I blocked him. I said, but it's unbelievable. This country needs a black villain at all times.
You know, Jeffrey Epstein, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jeffrey Epstein, they say, had a picture of Bill Clinton in a dress sitting in a chair? As a painting?
Bill Clinton.
You know how much of a perverse? Do you know how sick you got to be to have a picture of the 42nd president of the United States sitting in a chair with a dress on, like he Audrey Hepburn? I mean, come on, bro. Like, I didn't know Bill Clinton was in My Fair Lady. Like what type of activity was going on over there, bro? I mean, I know what's going on, but my goodness, how disgusting was it? And another thing, I just want to point something out. When you talked about the immigrant thing, right? This country owes Michael Vick an apology.
Absolutely.
Because where are all these liberals? Because this happened in Richmond, Virginia, right? Where are all these liberals that I saw that were protesting and demanding that Michael Vick go to prison because they love, animals and pets so much? Now, even though I think all this stuff's being overblown, let's just say that the immigrants are doing what they're doing to animals. Where are these liberals at? Where are these liberals at fighting and talked about this? We know the media is not 85%, 90% liberal. Why not talking about this on the news?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why is it that the Republicans, even though I know all of them are working together, but still, why is the Republicans the face of protests on this? So it's like, man, whatever, man. And like you said, you got immigrants who aren't supposed to be here, committing all types of crimes, all types of mayhem, and people worrying about Diddy. Yeah, okay, some of the stuff that he did is horrible, but it's stuff that's just absolutely disgusting that's going on right now, and the media don't talk about it.
That's right. It's sick, bro. It really is sick, man. I want you, first two all, tell the people where they can find you. I'm gonna put that on the bottom of the screen. Let me put y'all joints on the bottom of the screen. But tell the people they can find you, bro.
Okay, well, they can find me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Too Raw for TV, and on my Patreon. They can find me on my Patreon, Too Raw for TV, and I have a Rumble also with the same moniker, Too Raw for TV.
Well, well, bro, your ad is at Apocalypse X-Men.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
I was tripping off that myself. I'm like, what is this? I thought
Oh
this was your
yeah,
channel. Okay.
yeah. My the name of my channel is Too Raw for TV,
If y'all
but
see what's going
yeah,
across the bottom of the screen,
it's
you can,
Apocalypse.
yeah,
It's
at
Apocalypse
Apocalypse slash.
slash X-Men.
Mhm.
Foolish mutants.
Yes, indeed. You got at sports and political, sports and politics. But LB, tell people they can find you.
Hey, I'm here on YouTube as well, the Sports Political Channel LB. Um, Look, I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to know. And we don't. I don't cater nobody's feelings. So if you for the weak at heart, if you don't like the truth being told to you, I had the channel for you. But if you do want the truth in a raw, unfiltered, fresh off the boat, like allegedly Mitch McConnell's C word, that I'm the channel for you, right? Because my goal is to tell you the truth. My goal is to give you what you need to know in order to make informed decision, not just what could have, what should have happened, but what could accurately happen in the future based on the movements of politicians and athletes alike. But so I'm the Sports Political Channel of LB. My handle is Sports and Politics. And I thank you, Jennifer, for having me on, man. You know what I'm saying? This was a good cook tonight.
Man, excellent cook, excellent cook. At the end of the day, thank my brothers. Town Biz, his joint is right here. It's at Town Biz JS. Y'all see it going across the bottom of the screen, along with my other brothers, Too Raw and LB. Make sure y'all go sub to everybody. And this is what we're cooking on, man. At the end of the day, this is a complicated situation, but a lot of us, we the last of a dying breed at this point, and it's scary to me. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's scary, bro. I'm sitting back like, man, what's happening to our people, bro? I'm watching black dudes willingly sell out. This used to be treason. This used to be worthy of the death touch. You know what I'm talking about? But now these dudes is out here openly clowning and cutting jigs and pulling the Sambo act out and going down the bayou, going down the bayou. Like, bro, what are you doing? Taking it all the way. I mean, I can't do it with these dudes. I don't know what's wrong with them. At the end of the day, I'm from a different era. I'm cut from a different cloth, and I'm afraid. I am. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm afraid of the future for my children, my son, my daughters. What am I leaving my babies to? I'm gonna leave them with some money, but what does that really mean? If everybody is on some weirdo type time, what am I leaving my babies to? What kind of world? And this is why I'm voting for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not voting for Kamala Harris, and I'm not voting for Donald Trump. Right? Can't do it. I can't do it because at this point, both of them have proven to be incompetent. I like Trump's policies, but he's proven to be an idiot. And I already know Kamala Harris is an idiot. So I will be voting for Dr. Cornel West and Abdullah. The West Abdullah card, I will be voting for that. My personal opinion, I know a lot of people are not going to vote for them because they want to feel like their vote counts and, hey, I'm voting for one of the big two. Well, you part of the problem. If you think that you have to vote for Harris or Trump, that's you already lost. They already took you out of the equation. Me personally, I'm gonna vote for who I want to vote for, and that's uh, 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 Cornel West and Abdullah. The two black folks on the card. If you say you support black folks and you rocking with black, then vote for them. And this ain't even no conversation. What we talking about? If you really say what y'all about, then do it. Prove it. Even if West and Abdullah lose, if they get enough votes to where they make a dent, now they know they gotta go harder next time. And now we got three parties instead of the typical two. Left wing, right wing are the same corrupt bird.
Can I say something?
Now, you know what I'm saying? Did that make sense too, Raw?
Yeah. I was gonna add to that. Like strategically, if we really if we really was on that, if we like put our political power at work, we could all vote for Dr. Cornel West, and we would play spoiler. We would play spoiler, and yeah, they could say, well, that would make Trump win. Yeah, it would. But it would also teach the Democratic Party a lesson about not respecting us. They don't respect us. They don't respect us at all. They're not even listening to what we're talking about. They don't care. Every other political group, cater to them you don't. Cater to them if you want not to, and they're going to make you pay the price at the polls. We're the only group that don't do that. Because we got a people who've been totally brainwashed by the party, by one political party. Totally. Yeah, other groups have tendencies, but they're more flexible. They will bend and move and shape to whatever political party caters them. But we just the only ones that just blindly vote one way, man. And it's been the death of us. It has. It's really we're the laughing stock of the political world, man.
We are, bro. When we are so many, what we got? 88% voting Democratic or 85? What we got?
Well, the last election, I think it was 88% for Biden.
So 88% for Biden. We got 88% of our people of one race vote one way, and we can't even ask for nothing without being ashamed. Kamala Harris just came out today. Oh, we ain't did nothing for you ninjas. Are you out of your mind? We ain't doing enough for you ninjas. We don't need to do nothing for you. I'm black. You're black. That's all you need. Relax, ninja. Drink you some Hennessy. Smoke some weed. Have a good time. Jack off. Ridiculous. Unbelievable. But at the end of the day, man, I want to thank y'all brothers for coming through and blessing the panel. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to premiere this video tomorrow morning. And this is going to be a real good cook right here. Real good cook. So make sure y'all go sub to my brother, the sports and political channel LB. Go sub to my brother, Too Raw for TV. The ads are on the bottom of the screen. Make sure y'all go sub to my brother, Town Biz JS. Scroll across the bottom, y'all see all the ads. That's how you get to their channel. I appreciate y'all. We up out of here though. Deuces.
Peace.
Hey!